Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to what is certainly the last grid of 2017. We're very glad to have you here. My name is Scott Kelby, but that's not important because our guest today is none other than Kalebra.
Wow.
Can you make that sound that I would make if I knew how to make it?
I could, but Jen just gave me a cough drop. Thank you.
Jen,
And
don't ever give her a cough drop
it'll
before we go
sound
in
weird.
the air. Can you do it later at some point?
I will do it
All right,
later.
We'll dub
on the
it in.
break.
Anyway, we're glad to have you here. I'm very glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Glad to
joining
be here.
me today
You're
for the
welcome.
last one of 2017. And today we're doing a wide open Q&A. So we did this earlier this year, I think maybe about 6 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, where we just did an open Q&A. So we're answering questions about anything about photography, about Photoshop, about Lightroom, about iPhoneography, about love. And after the break,
Oh boy.
after the break, I will be giving the actual and true, seriously, the actual and true secret to a happy marriage.
I happen to know the answer to that.
I know you know the answer. I have it. So what, 27 years? 28 years this year.
Oh,
We're working on 29.
I like
And
how
I
you
will
saved
give
that
this-
right at the
I know, I
end.
give us 28. 28 years. I don't know why I said 27. Who would say that's crazy?
That's crazy.
Anyway, I do want to give an important shout out because today I'm wearing my Dilly Dilly shirt. That's right, Mr. Kuna. D-Cat's got me a Dilly Dilly shirt. He's a true friend of the crown.
That's awesome.
So there it is,
Look at
Dilly
that.
Dilly.
The important thing, though, is
Yes.
not what it says, but that it says something.
Are you making fun of my logo shirts?
Nope.
She does. Do you know that it's a, you know how you know it's like an anniversary dinner or something? I'm not kidding. You know how you know? I wear a shirt with no logo. And I'll come out and go, honey, look, it's just a black shirt, no logo. And she's like, oh, this is romance. That's
It's true.
so see, this is not the
Sad
big
and
secret
true.
to a happy marriage, but this is the mini secret. The mini secret is know when to wear no logos.
That's
Now
it.
it's hard for me. I got my Adobe logo on over here. I got Dilly Dilly. I don't have a hat today with a logo, but it's, you know, when you strip down to like no logo, it's weird. It's just like John Swartz. Hi, John. John says Dilly Dilly. Paloma says hola, Scott. Hola, Paloma. Hey, anyway, we're glad to have you here. So if you have any questions, Jen is on. Jen, how you doing, Jen? Jen's doing good. Jen says, oh, Caesar says, I know the answer. Do whatever your wife tells you. So, Caesar, you are a wise man.
Well, it's a good answer,
You
but
should
it's
live
probably
by
not the
you
right
should
one.
live by the thing: happy wife, happy life. If your wife's happy, you're happy. And if your wife's unhappy, you're not happy. So your job is, oh, look at that. So Stephen Barnes says, hi, Scott and Kalebra, wishing you a very Merry Christmas,
Aw.
Happy Holidays, all the way from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Hope Santa
nice.
brings you everything you asked for. Well, thank
Aw.
you, Stephen. We wish the very same to you. And you're in one of the coolest places in the world. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they went to France. They had gone there just recently. Who was it? It was like yesterday. Someone had gone to France. Oh, my friend Douglas went to Paris for the first time and absolutely loved it. And I said, how'd the people treat you? He's like, they're okay. And I said, you should go to Ireland because when you go to Ireland and you come back, you'll say, oh, Ireland was beautiful. But the Irish people,
Yeah.
you come back from Ireland and all you want to talk about is how amazing the Irish people are. They really are. They're some of the most friendly, most welcoming and warm people on the planet.
It's true.
So Stephen, and look at the nice wish that Stephen gave. That's typical Irish right there. All righty. And Richard says, happy last grid of 2017. And he says, cheers from Oshawa, Ontario. Am I saying that right?
Sounds
Oshawa?
right.
All right. And Fran Hughes finally back. It's good to be back.
Oh, wow.
I've missed the show. Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Hey, Fran was in the mag, right? Fran was in the mag. Yeah, she was. She was in Photoshop User. There you go. All right. Rick says the key to a successful marriage lies in 2 little words. Yes, dear. Can I add 2 more?
Oh.
Rick, I'm sorry. That's one I've learned to say a lot.
Oh, boy.
Like, I'm sorry I have
Oh,
too
it's-
many logos on
It's
today.
getting deep in here.
Anyway, all right. So Richard says, anyone else wondering how, if the net neutrality thing is going to affect the grid in KelbyOne? You know what? That's the thing about net neutrality, which stinks, is nobody really knows what it's going to do. But We will always find a way. We will find a way. All right. Now, we're gonna pronounce this name wrong again. Can you get that first name? Is it Michelle? Michelle?
Oh, I remember this.
Remember
yeah.
this, right? We don't know their name very well. I'm sorry. Maybe you could give us the phonetic, but it looks like it's not Michelle. Michiel. Jen, what do you think? How about Mr. Tummers? Mr.
Well, we don't know
Tummers,
if it's Mr.
watching.
Doesn't have to be a Mr.
It could be. How about, hey, Tummers? That's the last name. Hello, watching from the Netherlands. Signed up for KelbyOne a month ago and recommended to everybody. Well, thank you.
Yes, thank
so now
you.
we really have to pronounce your name right. So, all right. Hey, we got some giveaways today. Let's talk about the giveaways because giveaways are important, especially at like holiday time. It's the Platypod Ultra, and we're giving it away on the grid. Look at camera 2, because there is one. You could be winning one of these today. It's the ultimate support for your camera if you don't want to use a tripod and go to jail, because everyone using a tripod gets arrested at one point.
Wow.
So you get a Platypod Max if you got a big camera. We're giving both away on this holiday show. But do not do this. These things are expensive. Don't throw them. We'll give you a new one in a box if you win. And we're giving away a copy of, is it my flash book? Yes, it is. The flash book is in print.
Beautiful book.
Now, it appeared briefly at Amazon, and sadly, I guess you're going to think it's sad, but I think it's sad. It immediately sold out. So if you go to Amazon right now, it says 1 to 2 days, which is not a good shipping time for the holidays.
Right, for the holidays.
Barnes & Noble has them in stock, and they guarantee delivery by the 22nd, which is 2 days. And RockyNook.com has them. They are the publisher of the book. There he goes. Sorry, looking there. They're the publisher. Amazon says 1 to 2 days. But anyway, they're in stock. It's fabulous. It's less than $20 or approximately $20. Like, you spent like $600 on your flash. How about $20 to, Hey,
Well, doesn't it deserve its own song?
It does. It's the flash book season. It's got a red cover for the holidays, but it came out so freaking late. It's gonna miss your shipping time. Okay.
Well, that's not nearly as good a song.
I want to read you a comment. Oh, yes, I shall. I do want to remind you, it's open Q&A day. I see some comments are coming in. But I want to read you a comment from my Facebook page. You could be doing backup at any time.
Could I, though?
Yes, you could. Hold on, I have to read you this comment. You can read some. Dave Clayton said something. And
Dave Clayton said something? He did. He said, "Evening, Mr. and Mrs. Kelby." Hi, Dave.
I respect more for him than just evening, don't you? I mean, he's a very clever, sassy, naughty
I don't
body.
know. Whenever I talk to Dave, he tends to use an economy of words.
Can I tell you something, honey?
Yes.
When Dave sends me a text, it is often I read it and I'm like, oh my God.
Dave Clayton?
Dave Clayton sends some of the naughtiest things.
Really?
Not pictures. Seriously, in words. That guy can string together the naughtiest crap you have ever
Really?
read. Honey, I kid you not. I will show you some. We get off the air. You will turn every shade of red.
Dave Clayton?
Honey, Dave Clayton is naughty on a diabolical level.
Huh.
Jen's like, yes, he is.
Really?
They're like, yeah, Dave's naughty.
Good to know.
All right.
I would have appreciated it all along. I didn't know.
Jared says, hi, Scott, and hello to the beautiful, that's how he wrote it, Kalebra.
Aw.
Hey, Jared, she's married. 28 years. Solid, uninterrupted. Well, we took 6 months off. No, uninterrupted. All the way through. Ka-chow. I got to find this comment.
way
There we
through.
are, streaming live. Oh, your hair looks so good.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so sorry. I was just on my Facebook page here. I'm going to read you this comment. It's a stunning comment. Hold on, because it's important. It's about one of our giveaways that you could win today. I don't know if I mentioned my flash book is out. I don't know if I mentioned that.
There was a song.
There was a song. Thank you. And I'm looking for it now. It would have been nice if I had this like ready, but you know. Here we go.
Oh, Victoria is here. She said hi. Hi,
Oh,
Victoria.
I love Victoria. All right, I'm going to read this. This is from someone I do not know personally, but he has a great name, Richard Glasgow, and he wrote. All right, he wrote. He wrote. Here's what this buddy he wrote right here on my Facebook page.
Tell us what he wrote.
Here's what he wrote. He wrote, "I'm reading
Wrote a
this
song about it. Here it goes.
I'm reading this flash book. I don't read a lot of books. I prefer videos, but since I've learned so much about photography from Scott, well, why not try this book?" Now, let's focus on the next couple of lines because this is where it gets good.
Okay.
Such an easy read, but so much information, the book should have been priced much higher. The sad thing is, I have almost all of the equipment I need to make great flash pictures, but I just didn't know how to use it until now. You don't know me, Scott, but you gave me a great Christmas present. Boom, drops the mic.
That really was a nice comment.
It was a very nice
Yeah,
comment.
It was a very nice comment.
But he's who I wrote the book for. People
Yep.
who they bought the flash. This doesn't try to get you to buy a flash. We all got a flash.
Right.
Everybody's got a flash. It's like how to like. Everybody has the equipment they need. It's not really about buying stuff. It's a system. I teach a system. Anyway, I hope you win it today. We're giving one away. I'll even sign it. You know why? Because I care. I signed some books today for people. You know why? I care. All right. Bridget says.
Bridget,
Is it
I
really
love
Bridget? Bridget says, because it could be Ben. Oh, she's here without Ben tonight. She goes, yay, my two favorite people. Bridget checking in without Ben this evening. He is out at a gig in London, so he's missing out. Wishing all at KelbyOne a fantastic Christmas and New Year. Thank you, Bridget. Tell Ben we said
You
hi,
too.
even though he wasn't here. Joe says, what's up, y'all? He goes, yeah, I caught a live one. That's what she said 28 years ago. Come on.
Let it go.
Hey,
Let it go.
We're almost at break time. Then I'm going to give the secret to happy marriages coming up. All right.
Unless I tell them first.
It's true. Hey, Tim Cochran says, hey, Scott and Kalebra, I was selected as one of the contest winners last week, and I got my platypod over the weekend. Thanks. An early Christmas present for me. Amazed how fast I got it. You're better than Amazon Prime. Happy holidays. Well, Tim, this is one.
I think Jean Gilliba then is better than Amazon.
You actually have a platypod ultra.
I did.
I know. You're excited.
I did.
So
They gave me one last week. It was
I know.
so nice.
I know. Larry was here. It was very nice to him.
Yep.
All
It was
right.
Very nice of him.
So we have some interesting things. I guess we don't. I thought we had some interesting things. Let me look at my outline. I had something interesting. I really did. No?
Wait, I
got nothing.
I think they're giving it to you.
No, but you know what it is time for? You know what it is time for?
What?
It's time for a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, the secret to a happy marriage.
Well, what's terrifying about the break is that then Juan's going to count us in again, isn't he?
Juan's terrifying
that.
when he counts you in because, like, we're sitting here just goofing off, and when Juan starts counting, you know, it's about to get
terrifying.
real. It's about to get real.
Okay.
Anyway, it's the open Q&A day, so if you have any questions about anything, that's what today is about. So feel free to drop them in, and Jen may or may not share your question, depending on. I'd be nice to Jen, and she'll be nice to you.
She's got all the power today.
Hey, can I tell you something before we go to break real quick? So Jen and I met right before we're going on, and Jen's working.
You seem a lot closer than that.
I'm sorry?
You met right
No,
before
we
them?
met. We had a meeting.
Oh, okay.
We had a meeting right before we went on. And Jen works on bringing in new instructors and all this kind of stuff. So we work together on it, but she's like really the one that does the hard work. I go, yeah, that sounds good. No, but I have ideas. Anyway, oh my gosh, we've got such an amazing group of instructors, don't we? Coming in. We've got some amazing people coming. Now, some of your favorites are coming in, right? We have some of your favorites coming in, but we're also, one of the things we do is we're always developing new instructors, right? We got some good ones. Joe Frazzi's here. Look, where's Joe
Oh,
been?
my goodness.
Joe, where you been?
Wow.
Joe Frazzi's here.
Hi, Joe.
He says, whoa, I'm finally getting to watch the grid live, making my
Must be the
vacation worth
holidays.
it. It is. It's on vacation right there. Johan says, Scott, tonight, are we finding out the real truth about what makes a great spray cheese? Johan, I have a sad story when I come back. It's not the wedding thing. That's the good story.
There's no great sprayed cheese.
Hey, Rob Sylvan says, happy holidays, everyone, because Rob Sylvan's awesome.
Hi, Rob. He is awesome.
Anyway, Jen and I were meeting. We have some incredible classes, not just great instructors, but some really unique classes. But people that you love will be here, like Moose and
Speaking of Moose.
Stella, Tracy
good. Yay,
Sweeney,
Stella.
T. Sween. But some new people that are going to rock your world. We're going to have an amazing 2018. Stick around. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, the secret to a happy marriage and more talking to Jen off camera where she doesn't have a mic. We need to get you a mic, right? So you can just anytime just chirp in. And then we need to take Juan's headphone mic and feed it into the board so you can hear Juan. Like, no, Juan doesn't want to be on. Juan's very shy, you know. He's like, right? What would you call him? Not shy.
He's right up there with Dave Clayton.
Reserved. Yeah, he's not as naughty as Dave Clayton.
I have to. You're gonna have to.
Are you
clue me
really
in.
seriously surprised? You didn't know?
He's never been naughty in front of me.
Dave Clayton is filthy. But I will say this.
Filthy. Now this is like seriously from my
honey.
experience with him to filthy. This is.
Can I say something?
I'm really gonna need to be educated.
And much of it involves the Queen. Let me just say this.
I did not know this.
Oh, unbelievable.
Okay.
But I will say this. It's diabolically funny naughty. It's not just naughty. It's not just like a bunch of cuss words. It's not like that. It's cleverly crafted long strings of just horrendous stuff.
Wow, because he says very little to me.
You should be glad he says little to you because I've driven off the road reading his stuff. It's just like you'll be at a light and you jump out of the car and you're vomiting. It's just horrible. Anyway, we're going to take a short. I mentioned a break a while ago. Should we take it? Jen says yes.
Okay.
Let's do it. Happy marriage coming back up. But first, some camera work from Juan.
Oh my God.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Hello, my name is Trey Ratcliffe. I am addicted to HDR photography. My favorite tool in the world has come along. There's a new version called Aurora HDR. I absolutely love this tool. Pretty much every situation has a place for Aurora HDR. I've just made a multi-course lesson. The best secret thing about it is that it's fun, and it's easy, and it's very approachable. I've learned a lot over the years. I've made a lot of mistakes, so now you can learn from my mistakes and see some of the best ways to make images. Come on over and watch my class exclusively on KelbyOne.
Howdy folks, Moose Peterson here in sweltering Tampa, Florida. Whole brand new class on Nikon wireless flash. Yeah, taking this brand new technology, taking all this great stuff, applying it to what we have to do as photographers, milled light, quick, seamlessly, and most importantly, having fun. So make sure you check out my class exclusively on KelbyOne.
Hey, do you have a mind to travel? If so, you have come to the right place, my friends, because I have a great new class here on KelbyOne called Travel Photography Essentials. In this class, I'm going to cover planning, gear suggestions, photo tips, and workflow. I'm going to take you around the world to some of the favorite places I visited in my travels to more than 100 countries. I'm going to talk about the mood and the feeling of the picture. So check out my class, Travel Photography Essentials, only available on KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Scott Kelby here with Kalebra.
That must be me.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm very curious about Dave Clayton now.
All right. So Dave Clayton says I'm fired as his publicist.
I mean, you should be.
No. Can I say, look at that, there it is. Dave says I'm innocent, winky face. Scott is fired as my publicist. No. Can I tell you something? The main reason why to be Dave Clayton's friend is to get these texts. They make your life better I can't even explain it. I'm going to show you some later, and you're going to be like, why doesn't he ever send me naughty stuff like that? It's really funny. It's very British. It's hilarious. It's just
Okay.
Unbelievable. John Swartz says that Dave Clayton is a naughty bloke. And that's what
It's like everybody knows this but me.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you didn't know that about Dave.
Well, I'm kind of sad
Honey,
now. I feel like I'm
I
out
swear,
of the loop.
And I'm not kidding you. Some of the
I'm out of the
some
naughty
of the
loop.
hardest laughter of 2017 was from reading his texts.
Wow,
He is
okay.
really brutal. All right. So as promised, before we took the break, I said that I would give the secret to a happy marriage. Now, it's going to seem very simple, and for some people, it will be like, oh, I can do that, and other people will be, that's impossible. But I actually have people that I've told this to, and they did it, and they told me years later that that was the best thing they could have done. People that have been married 20-something years now and stuff, they're like, you told me this a long time ago, and they did it, and it changed everything.
All right, let's hear it. I need to hear this.
You already know it.
Oh.
You live it.
All right,
Here we
let's
go. The secret to a happy marriage
Okay.
is separate bathrooms.
Oh, yeah, that is a good one.
I'm telling you. So think about this. When you ever watch these television shows where somebody gets on and they interview the husband and the wife and they're mad at each other, they're always talking about he leaves his hair in the sink, he doesn't put up his stuff, he makes the place a mess, da. Because here's what happens when you get married. All right, you're now in one small bathroom at the time when you're both tired and grumpy. The next time you're together in that bathroom is late at night when you're tired and you're about to go to sleep. You're never in the bathroom at a like, I feel great. How do you feel? Great. Are we going to work? No, it's awesome. Nope, you're always in there tired and grumpy. And it's the smallest room in your house. And that's the time where you're both trying to do something really important, get dressed and go to work and whatever.
Yeah.
So very early on in our marriage, I said, you take the master bathroom. And by the way, men, you never get the master bathroom. Ever. Right? It's okay. It's a small thing to give up. But I will say this. I try to make sure that the bathroom that I do take is pretty reasonable. Like, I'm going to take the bigger bathroom. All right. But not the master bathroom. Ever. So if you have 4-bedroom, 3-bath, choose the best one. Anyway, you do that, and all that whole level of crap goes away from your life. Like, there's no arguments about you left the sink or you did this or you left the light on or whatever, or any of the other unmentionable things that could be not great for the other person in a restroom. And you'd have to ask Dave Clayton about those. Anyway, you do that. Don't look off camera. That's the fourth wall. Anyway, do this one thing, everything else will fall into place. True story.
Yep.
All right.
And then you'll wind up being married 27, 28 years.
28 years. It's 28. Do you not know?
Are you sure?
I'm certain.
Okay.
All right. We have some questions. I just saw a question from Jock, but it went away. Maybe it will appear again. Jock says, thanks for critiquing me last episode. I was the one that lost a photo, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. He said, a question, how do I write text curved on the inside with text curved on the inside of a circle, like making a rubber stamp? Oh, okay. So Jock, since this is Answer Any Question Day, here we go. Oh, I gotta connect to Video Control Room 2, which is.
I'm gonna let you take this one.
Oh, it wants my AirPlay code for Video Control Room. I don't even know what my AirPlay code would be for Video Control Room 2. What was it? All right, let's see if Juan's right, because I don't know. I'm concerned. Cannot connect to that number. Was this 8489? Is that what you said?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I couldn't connect to mine in my office either. So I have a monitor in my office, so when people come in, they don't have to come around my desk. I can display stuff. And I'm in Video Control Room 2, but it's not going to go. And I was going to show Jock how to do this, but it's not working. Give me the number again. 8489. All right. So our IT guy just showed up. It says the code is incorrect.
Oh my gosh.
Let's try this code. They're not supposed to see this when they're watching, so you're showing something else, right? It won't connect.
Just start hitting number, just like a cat on a keyboard. See what happens.
Oh, why do you go one up on me when I'm doing this? Like I'm struggling, you go on the one up camera? This is when you go wide or you go to Kalebra.
There's an IT guy.
Hey. It's not going to help. That's not the problem. 2533? That's not going to help. 25,
Listen,
33.
I'm telling you. just
Nothing.
Bunch
That
in
says the
random
code's
numbers.
incorrect.
It got us out of an escape room the other night. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This isn't working at all for me. I can't even connect to control room 1. Am I on Wi-Fi? Well, yes, thank you. I am. Yeah. What Wi-Fi should I be on? Is there a particular one that you like particularly? Sure, we'll go on that one. Hey, for those of you watching at home, don't watch this. You're not supposed to be seeing this. This is secret stuff that we do before. And video control room 2. And why is it now won't even connect to it at all? It says I won't even connect to video control. Like, nope, could not connect to video control room 2. What do you got?
My sign language skills are not that good.
Don't want to go to break? No.
Yeah, we need to
We'll come back.
go to a break.
We'll come back. We'll figure this out on the break. Let's go to more questions. Dave says, Scott, most people get asked what to add to Lightroom or Photoshop. What would you remove from each if you could remove one thing from each? Wow, what would you remove? I would remove the web module from Lightroom because all it ever does is bring pain. Matt Kloskowski had the best way to describe it. So when he was doing a Lightroom tour for us and we got to the part of the day where he would describe the web module and he said, I'm not going to show the web module. And here's the reason why. Because if I showed it, you would start asking questions. And the answer to every question you have, no matter what it is no. He goes, will it do? No. What about no? Can it? No. No, 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 no. It does nothing. It's a mess. It's a disaster. The web module. That's not Lightroom Web. That's a different thing. But the actual module called Web, it's just a disaster. I would get rid of that. As far as Photoshop goes, I really can't think of anything that's really bad in Photoshop. There's probably a filter or two. I happen to have Photoshop
maybe just
open here.
unnecessary.
I would get rid of you know what I would get rid of that's kind of a mess? And the idea was good, but it's a mess. I got to go find it now. It is what's it? Well, I don't think they even call it a name anymore, but it's when it brings up the filter gallery. So they bought a bunch of galleries from Aldus, a bunch of filters from Aldus, and they just threw them into Photoshop and they put them in this filter gallery, and it's pretty bad. It's bad. So that's what I would get rid of. You can't even choose it anymore. You just choose the wrong filter and it comes up and you're like, oh, I wish I'd never chosen this. But for example, if you choose, I can't even show you, but if you choose something like Solarize, oh, it just did it, not Solarize. But that's what it would do. That one's pretty bad, really, really bad. And any others that I can find here, that would pretty much be it. All right, let's see. Okay, Stephen Barnes, turn it off and turn it on again. Solves all tech problems. Yeah, he's probably right.
Yes, we could do that on the break.
Yes, we could if we were going to take one. Let's see. Kevin Scott says, I have the Kindle version of the Flash book and I have already read it. Awesome content. And so he says, 28 years, you married her when she was 14? Wink.
Aww.
Kevin, you're getting extra points. All right.
I think we already have a winner.
We have a winner of our contest. What are we going to send him now? All right. Oh, hey, you know what? Bruce Williams says, when is the next website review scheduled for? You know what? I was really thinking it's time for another website review. We'll do it after the first of the year. What's that? We have a week open at the first of the year. We've been tossing around a couple of ideas. And so I was going to do an episode on drone stuff. And one of the reasons why is one of my good friends just got certified, FAA certified for commercial drone use. Mm-hmm. And that's interesting. I was going to have Terry White Skype in as like a drone, aficionado, because he's very droney.
Like this?
Like that. Skype in.
I like it.
Thank you. It's my new move.
It's cool.
Is it attractive? You getting you? Anyway. Oh, don't look over there. Don't look off screen.
Okay.
It's mean. Anyway. What else? Oh, Piotr. Piotr says, question from the love machine to Kalebra. How you doing? Piotr. All right.
See, there it is.
That's the sound.
Yep.
I wish I could make that sound. Mine goes out, grrr, just sounds like I'm drowning or something. What happened to Scott? He's dying over there. So, Bruce, to answer your question, it's coming up soon for the website review. It'll be in January at some point. It'll be fun. And Moose says, Moose says, Merry Christmas to my favorite people. He sends
Merry
hugs
Christmas,
and kisses.
Moose.
Is watching but home, warm inside by the fire while it snows.
He is a Christmas card.
He is. Moose is a Christmas card. He is a living Christmas card. Nice to hear from you, Moose. Yeah. Barb Cochran says, Merry Christmas, Kalebra and Scott.
Oh, Merry Christmas,
Merry
Barb.
Christmas. We love Barb. Barb, it's time for dinner. We got to have dinner. Get Jack out of his walker. Let's go.
Oh, my God.
That's a cat sound. All right.
Careful.
Fran Hughes.
Jack could kill you with his pinky.
He can kill you with pinky. Former, Marine killer. Fran Hughes says, got a question for Scott and Kalebra. What's your favorite place to shoot in the winter months? I know my favorite place. I don't get to shoot that much in the winter. Well, I mean, I shoot in the winter, but it's in Florida. I got to shoot tomorrow, all day tomorrow. And it's 79 degrees. It's not, So, where's your favorite place to shoot in the winter?
Hawaii.
So we used to, I don't know why we stopped doing this. Every year, I used to do a seminar in Hawaii. We would go to Oahu, and we would do a seminar. And I used to say that the Neil S. Blaisdell Convention Center, which is what we used to do it at, was my favorite convention center in America because every time I saw it, I knew I was in Hawaii. But now it's just the Hawaii Convention Center, which is a beautiful, fabulous, better than the Neil S. Blaisdell, actually. And it's fabulous, and we just stopped doing it. And we used to go there every December, first week of December, bang, we were in Oahu. You know how many years it's been since we've done that?
Actually, I do.
Oh, okay. All right. So I don't know how we got onto Hawaii. Oh, our favorite places. You know where I like to shoot in winter? So I like to, if I get to shoot, I got to shoot in Yosemite.
Oh, yeah.
In winter.
Right.
And it was Snow City. They made us put chains on the cars to drive into Yosemite. The police stopped us. There was a checkpoint. They're like, you don't have chains. I looked at them like, what are chains? He goes, on your tires. How do you do that? He's like, you pay some kids to do it. I'm from out of town. He goes, go to the auto parts store, walk out holding chains, kids will find you. And son of a gun, they found us and put the chains on.
Yeah.
So that was really, really great. Yosemite in winter, that would be my choice. It's because the waterfalls are still falling, the water's still watering, but it's just everything is covered in white, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Let's see what else we got. Dave Clayton has a genuine question. Let's read it first and make sure it doesn't cuss. No, we're okay.
See, that's typical for Dave Clayton as far as I'm concerned.
There's a whole nother, honey, there's another side of Dave.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
Dr.
He says,
Jekyll
anything new and
and
exciting
Dave Clayton.
planned for KelbyOne members in 2018? No.
ooh.
Nope. Nope. You know, we thought we'd just do the same thing. What do you say? We're going to run, in fact, we're going to run all the same classes again. Reruns. We're not doing any, we're going to run grid reruns too. Dave, we have so much cool crap coming up. I can't even, some of it's secret. I can't tell you because we're under development.
Secret.
But the thing that's on the hot burner right now is certification. So we're deep in the certification stage. So we're working on that. That's going to be coming out very soon. So it's originally certification for Photoshop and Lightroom, and then we're moving on. But it's going to be basically super awesome. But that's just one of the many awesome things. Kalebra's sitting on all kinds. Look at her face. She's got all kinds of secrets. We were working on a thing today that is going to, it's big. Biggity, big, big, big. Big that we're working on. We got lots of stuff. Let me tell you what. Kalebra was saying that today, 2018 is going to be an amazing year. So yes, very, very big, big stuff, crazy, ludicrous stuff. I just can't tell it. I mean,
You can't tell it.
I
You
can't tell it because
yet.
it's, we're working on stuff, good stuff.
Can't tell it.
But we know we have certification is next, so that's good. But we have also lots of other stuff. Let's see what else we got here. You know what? Let's take a break. We're going to try to fix this because Jock had a really good question.
Yes.
Rob Sylvan says Clayton is on the naughty list. And Kathy Porepsky says, happy holidays, Kelby and KelbyOne staff.
Hey, Kathy.
Now, Kathy, I don't know if you realize this, but you live 4 houses down from us. You can stop by and have coffee
No,
or something.
she's never home.
She's never home. She's always hiking someplace. She's probably watching this from the Adirondacks or some crazy crap.
Oh, no,
but if you
she's
do
crazy.
come home, Kathy, I don't know if you realize we're your neighbor. come freaking down and have a cup of coffee, for God's sakes. It is weird, though, if every once in a while I come out, like, in my jammies and there's Kathy having coffee.
No, I was texting her like, "Oh, are you home?" No, she's not.
Nope, she's hiking.
She's not home. I used to be able to text her, "How mobile are you?" And she'd like jump in the car and ride with me someplace. But nope, not anymore. How mobile are you? Oh, I'm on a mountaintop in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
In another.
If Kalebra ever sends you a text and says, "How mobile are you?" that means it is time to go. She's
That
going
means it's
someplace
on.
and you're going with her. Scotty McCullough says, "Merry Roll Tide Christmas." Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Our son comes home in 2 days.
Yep.
He's a little late this year.
He's a little late.
Because you know why? Because he's at his girlfriend's family's house.
Yes, but that's
What kind of crap is that? I mean, oh, yeah, that's okay.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's been fun seeing pictures on his Instagram page from his girlfriend's house.
That's okay.
Their family
that's the
celebrating
age now,
around
you know,
the
we have
tree.
to
It's been
share.
fun. It's been good.
That's okay. That's what happens. That happened to your parents.
It did not happen to my parents. I never did that. I was so close with my parents. You know.
I do, but that's what happens. We have to be adults now.
I don't want to be adults. Thank God we've still got an 11-year-old. So we
I
can
know,
still,
right?
have kids for a while. She's not going to do this. She's not going to go to her boyfriend's house when she gets older, right? She'll bring the boyfriend to us.
Yeah, sure. For a while. Mm-hmm. We'll talk. You'll be okay.
This sucks. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do something. I've already given the secret to a happy marriage. I don't know what's next. There's a lot more
Other
questions.
people
Jen
have
says there's a lot
questions.
more questions. We should answer them.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to show. People are asking questions. I can't even show them.
We need to take a break.
Did I mention my
first.
flash book? I don't know if I mentioned this. Did I mention it at all? We're giving one away. So this is not me plugging the book. This is me mentioning what the giveaways are.
Right.
This is one of our giveaways, the flash book.
And
And the reason why you'll want to win it as a giveaway because it's not in stock at Amazon. You'd have to go to bn.com, Barnes & Noble, or Rocky Nook, or you could win it. Let's take a break. Let's go to the jib. Yorkshire Gold. I said two things from the commercial in one sentence. Platypod Ultra, right? So this is like, instead of using a tripod, you use this.
Right.
I use this the entire time. And do you know what? Nobody ever said a word. If it said no tripods, I could put this up all day long. The image that you see on screen is inside this palace, Montserrat Palace. And this was the library in there. You know, I love libraries. Now, it was very low light, much lower light than that you were seeing there. And I knew that I would not be able to take like a multiple exposure, like 3 exposures, I knew I would not be able to handhold it. So I wanted to get the shot. So you know what I did? I put my platypod on the rope and
Use what
stanchion.
you got.
Now, you'll notice in this picture that it is off-center to the table. So all I did was, when the guard wasn't looking, I literally did. I took it, I just moved the post over to where the post was right in the middle. And so I just slid it over like a foot and it was right in the middle of the table. So you can see it's nice and centered on the table. And this is my platypod on the floor. Where are all the people?
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long did it take to get that shot?
10 minutes.
10
Literally,
minutes?
see that little stone thing on the right?
Yep.
I just sat there with my platypod on the
Yep.
floor. But do you see what a super wide angle lens
Oh,
does
yeah.
down low? It just makes everything look so
It's like
epic
magic.
and big. So this is the library. Now, I couldn't believe how long the library was. I didn't expect it to be as long as it was. This is what? A platypod on the ground with a 14 millimeter. I am at rope and stanchion. I'm not allowed to go any further. There's security there. There's 2 guards there. I sat this down just like you see it. I'll put it sideways so you can see what it looks like. So I sat this down just like you see it, and literally I just reach down and go click. When you put a 70-200 on here, it mounts in the middle.
Yeah, so it's moving the weight up.
Yeah, it mounts in the middle and your camera's back here. I had absolutely no problems. I never had a situation where I thought it was going to fall over. It never fell over or anything like that. Here's the max. Now, The Max is still very, very thin, right? But it's just wider and longer. This is rated to 100 pounds is what I heard. All right, and this one, this will hold anything. This will hold a 400, it'll hold anything. But this is what I use for like football remotes, you know, when the players are coming out and stuff. So anyway.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey everybody, Scott Kelby here with Kalebra, who's sipping the famous Grid water. Isn't it great?
Yes.
Yeah, they get it from the men's room. Anyway,
Oh my God.
we got some questions. We're
not
still
even
working.
water.
We're still working on my. So I got a new computer finally. So my 2012 computer finally got replaced. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of questions.
Oh.
All right, so let's just rip through them. Here we go, because we got a lot of questions. All right, let's see. Doop-a-doop-doo-doo. Peter says, Happy Christmas to all of KelbyOne from the Sunshine Coast of Australia. Looking forward to more incredible classes in 2018. That's not really a question, but thank you, Peter. We love you. Let's see. Joan says, 63-year-old and disabled. I shoot real estate. I have bad knees and back. What do you suggest to bring equipment in? Well, number one, definitely a rolling bag. Number two, if you have bad knees, you got to get gel-filled knee pads. If you ever have to get down on your knees, what you do as a photographer a lot, get gel-filled knee pads. But everything's got to roll. Everything's got to roll. But can I tell you something, Joan? There is a huge, huge difference between a two-wheel rolling bag and a four-wheel rolling bag. A four-wheel rolling bag, Joan, is absolutely effortless. A two-wheel can be a load, because I have both, and every time I use the four-wheel, I'm reminded of how incredibly easy you can roll a four-wheel bag full of equipment with your pinky. But a two-wheeler, it's like heavy, heavy, heavy. So, Joan, 4 wheels, that's your thing. 4 wheels for sure. Vic Kumar says, excellent book, Scott. I bought the Flash ebook with my print copy on the way. Pulled at my flash strings and makes for great holiday reading again. Thanks, Vic. Patricia says, I'm also reading the Flash book. I find it very enlightening. I get that. Seriously, I finally know what to do with my Flash. Thank you for another great book. Thank you, Patricia. Dave Clayton says, Kalebra deserves better. She gets Saint Dave Clayton.
Aww.
I get sinner Dave Clayton. NC says, Scott, you're always telling us, Scott says, you're always telling us how great the Platypod Pro is. What I'd like to know is where you carry a ball head to mount on it. So I always carry an extra ball head just for it in my rolling bag. However, when on our holiday show, you probably saw me using a sling bag. So I don't like to carry a camera bag with me, but if I need to have a second lens, I carry a sling bag. The little ball head I use, which is made by Oben, fits perfectly right in the front of that bag. So I just put it, I use very small ball heads with it. You don't need a big ball head with it. You just need a really small.
What?
Just trying to figure out where the heck my ball head is. Oh, I bet it's in the camera room. I have a room around the corner where I keep my gear, and it's probably in there. But it's very small. It's maybe 2.5, 3 inches tall, very, very small. So it's like that. So that's what it is. It's easy. Chiquinando, all the way from Lisbon. Beautiful, beautiful Lisbon. Hello, Chiquinando. He says, I just received my 60-inch Octa to find out my C-stand can't hold it in place. Any trick I can use? I may not be able to listen to the answer today, but I will catch it later. Chiquinando, you need to stop whatever you're doing. I don't care what it is. I don't care how important it is. Lisbon can wait. This is important. So you're probably going, well, you're using a C-stand. Wow, C-stands are those big metal heavy stands, and we use the biggest 74-inch massive softbox on there, and we haven't had any problems with it. Now Ron is standing offset with a laptop. Here we go. Watch.
Look at that. That was stealthy.
That was stealthy. With Photoshop already installed on it, is already connected to the. This is so good. We're going to answer Jock's question in a moment. Please stand by. Please hold. Don't move. Don't breathe. Don't make a sound. Okay. So you might have to just use it, Cheeky. You might just have to use the sandbag on the other end to keep it up. We do use sandbags on, even with C-stands. We always put sandbags on them. because stuff will fall over. I mean, literally just go, boom, you got to have a sandbag. If you're not using sandbags, that's the answer. Twan Brown says, Scott, will you ever shoot with a mirrorless camera? Twan, I have shot with a mirrorless camera. In fact, Kalebra was with me when we shot on a mirrorless camera. We went on vacation. I took a Sony A7.
AR7?
An AR7 too?
I don't know.
It was some Sony
Sounds
with an
right.
A and a 7. No, it's the one everybody wants, the 50 megapixel A7R2. Right? Jen feels like that's it. Ooh, look, Ron's got the, look at that. Ron, you're like a Swiss Army knife of a person today. This is the small ball head that I use. Very small. If anybody was on camera too, you'd be able to see.
What?
See how small it is? It's very small. And when you take it off, here, I'll take it off the platypod so you can see. So this is it. It's very small. It fits in your pocket. You can be just like kind of driving down the road. Oh, I wish I had a ball head. Hey, here's one right here. So that's what I do. All right. So let's see. That answers that question. We were answering some other question, and I lost track of where I was, which is not unusual, as Kalebra will tell you. Can we show Jock the thing? All right. Let me open a different document here. Let me just close this document. While this document was well-intentioned, the resolution was unfortunate at best. Let's go choose a larger document, and then we'll see if we can get it on screen here. This is a very small screen. Oh, it was about mirrorless. Yeah, I did. I used the Sony, and I will say this. I'm going to be very honest about this. I'll just be very honest about my experience with the Sony. The sensor on that camera is absolutely incredible. Like, the quality of the image it created is great, really incredibly great. And that amazing sensor is wrapped in kind of a crap body. There, I said it. It's like a consumer body with a super high-end pro sensor. It's like the body itself, it's not ergonomic. The menus are miserable. There's a lot of, like, if somebody could take like a better design and put the same sensor in it, it would be camera of the year. But because it's a bad body wrapped in a great sensor, it's okay. And I know that it makes Sony people go crazy when you say that, but I'm allowed to have my opinion. That's what it was. It's an incredible sensor. I'm giving the props where it's done, but everything else around it is not good. Okay. Willie. Hi, Willie. Willie Force says, Happy Christmas from the Emerald Isle. Where's the Emerald Isle? Is it outside of Oz? Where is the Emerald? Anybody? Emerald Isle? Anybody? No? It's not across the pond. Is it?
Sounds
Ireland
like it would
is
be.
the Emerald Isle? Is
Doesn't
it on their
sound like it
license
would be.
plates like it is like the Keystone State and the Garden State? They don't. It's a town in North Carolina, probably. He says, thank you very much for all the kind words on my photo of the boathouse and the now nearly famous dead tree in the snow. Oh, that was Willie. Okay. Well, yeah, I remember that from our blind critique show. So you're very welcome, Willie. Good job on the shots. Steven says, how can I go about getting a hotkey for tethered capture? Yeah, so Steven, Lightroom at this point doesn't let you create your own shortcuts, which is a shame because that would be pretty awesome. But maybe one day, but right now, I mean, you'd have to do it at the system level. You'd have to go and assign it at the system level. Ron, since our IT guy, what is a piece of software that lets you run key macros? Like, we got to get a new IT guy. He shows up with a 13-inch thing, and then he doesn't know the.
Hey.
Juan probably knows. He just doesn't say it because he's very. Oh, yours is 13 inch, but yours is an Air. It's okay to have an Air with. See, when you buy an Air, your main concern is lightweight portability. When you buy like a MacBook Pro, buying one at 13 is an insult. Okay, so Steven, I don't have a good answer for you. No, it's no approvals to buy anything. Oh my God, what is with you people? Kim says, Scott, if you could go back in a time machine and give the beginning Scott with photography one tip, what would that tip be besides starting KelbyOne? Let's see if I could go and give the beginning Scott with photography tip. You know what my thing would be? All right. So this is something that took me a while to get, Kim. So I would love to have gotten this earlier. That in most of the time, what ruins shots, what makes shots stink, is not the subject you're shooting. It's not the foreground. So if you're doing a portrait, it's not the person, it's the background. I would almost go back and tell myself the background is more important than the foreground. The foreground is going to take care of itself. If you wind up having a crappy photo, it's almost a lock, it's the background. Either the background's not out of focus when it should be, or there's distracting things in the background, or there's text in the background and your eye goes to it, or there's something. Most shots are destroyed by the background, not by the foreground. That's what I would go tell myself. Stop worrying about the foreground so much. It'll take care of itself. Worry about the background. That's what I would do in my time machine. And of course, I would also buy Google stock at the same time. Okay. Right? Am I right? Yeah, here, here's good. Okay. Thoughts. Thoughts on Adobe demonstrates future Photoshop tool that uses machine learning to select image subjects. Okay, so for those, what Edge Digital Imaging is talking about is Adobe sneak peeked some technology recently that lets you basically composite people easier by, because right now what you do is you go and select a person, and then you use another tool to select their hair. And it just goes, oh, there's a person, I'll select them. So my thoughts are, it'll be great if it works. But a lot of these things, they work within a certain tolerance. Like, for example, every time you, like, if I were to teach a live class right now, if I were doing this live and we were doing selecting hair, right? I can show you how to select hair like a boss. I can show you how you can get almost every little strand of hair blowing in the wind, all that kind of crap. I can just nail it. If you took the photograph of the person on a neutral background, like a gray or a tan or a beige or something. But if you take that person out in the forest and you try to do it, that's all bets are off. So I'm sure that's exactly how that tool works. If there's a simple background, they'll do all the work for you. If there's not, it's going to be a mess. And unfortunately, I've never met a tool that you can that you can actually get a person outside in the forest with all these different things in the background, and it goes, oh, that's hair, that's forest. It's not, doesn't quite work. So in the tolerances of that, I think they'll probably be able to make it work no problem. Let's see. Johan says, Scott, how about the smart blur filter? Does anyone use that? No. Hey, Steve's here. Hi, Steve. What's going on? Steve's our director of video, and he just stopped in to just say hi. It's odd to see Steve on the set during the grid. I got to be honest with you, isn't it? Like, what's Steve doing here? Because Steve sits in this palatial office and he just sparks out orders to his minions, and he's very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's like the king in that Dilly Dilly commercial. Very much like that. People bring him gifts, and he either sends them to the pit of despair. Dilly Dilly. All right. Johan wants to know, Kalebra, how many gallery contests are there going to be in 2018?
Well, there'll be at least 4.
Yeah,
right?
at least 4.
At least one a quarter. And if we can do more, we will. It depends a lot on the availability of the artist, their schedule, our schedule. So, but at least 4. We're shooting for at least one a quarter.
Yeah, because like once we choose a winner, we can't tell them, you have to be here on this date. We try to work it out. Right. And in some cases, they're like, well, I can't be there next month. I'm working, or I can't get off of work. So it's But we opened, I don't know if you know that, but we opened the new contest is open right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're already taking.
Was that
submissions.
Johan that asked to enter? Was the Johan question?
It's
I
already
think it was Johan.
Well,
so Johan,
it was Johan. I don't know if it was the one you're thinking
there's
of.
only one Johan. That name is trademarked. Once it was given to Johan, it can't be used by anyone else.
Okay.
But it's open to anyone in the world except for Dave Clayton. So no matter where you are, you can come. But speaking of Dave Clayton, he says,
this is another genuine question.
Genuine question. Am I allowed back for more classes now that my reputation is crushed? By the way, Kalebra, you look radiant tonight.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Well, number one, Dave, I'm not sure that I believe everything that they've said about you here today, because it's just been said. I don't have any proof of it. So
wait till we get off the air. Now, you have to realize when you're doing this with Dave, you have to answer back in kind. So you're going to see some responses back that are.
Oh, so I'll also be surprised about you then. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think you'll be surprised about me. No, you're going to go, yeah, that sounds like you. All right. So let's see. Graham says, I would remove the fill option on the navigator. I either use fit or 1-to-1 or another ratio. Never fill. I use fill. Don't take away Phil, Graham. I like Phil. If you look at my book, I use Phil a lot. I like the way it just depends on the photo, but it can look really great. All right, Richard says a couple of things, Scott. First, thank you for all the free content you've put out, tips and tricks. Secondly, to anyone watching who isn't a KelbyOne member but is thinking about it, just do it. It's worth every cent and then some. Lastly, I'm thinking about getting a drone to shoot some aerial behind the scenes. Is a DJI Spark good enough, or do I need the full-size drone? So, Richard, I have a couple of friends that have DJI Sparks, and they like them very much. But I also have friends that have a Spark, and they have a Mavic Pro. And, of course, the Mavic Pro, the one that costs literally twice as much, is better. But if you're just using it for behind the scenes, I think it would be fine. It's surprisingly good. I've seen surprisingly good video from it, but it's not 4K. It's not, it's not it's like anything else. You get what you pay for. But the Spark is so small, it fits in your hand. Literally, it fits in your hand. It takes off from your hand. You just go, fly, Spark, fly. And it literally you don't say that, you say something else, but it's got wizarding words in it. You fly, and it takes off right from your hand. And you know what it does? It comes back, and this is the absolute truth. You can ask Kalebra. It comes back with a can of spray cheese every time. Blue cap. True story.
If it did come back with spray cheese, then that would not be the one I would recommend.
Cat sound rare. Hey, by the way, so can I tell you that
please do.
That at my last seminar, Loopy Bridget, I got to meet Loopy. Well, I've met Loopy before, but I got to see Loopy again. Loopy Bridget came out to my Charlotte seminar, and she did not bring spray cheese. Do you know why?
Well, why?
Women are very hesitant to bring spray cheese. I'm starting to realize that spray cheese is a man thing. Though, true story, I'm walking into my seminar. No, true story. I'm walking into my seminar in Charlotte, and a woman comes up to me, and she says, "Hi, Scott." And she says, I just want to let you know, I'm from Switzerland. And she had a very thick accent. She said, I'm from Switzerland, and I just want you to know I like spray cheese. And I'm Swiss. I'm a cheese expert. Spray cheese is good. My husband thinks it's good, too.
So did she actually say she was a cheese expert?
It was implied because she's from Switzerland. That's like saying...
I want you to know he prefaced this story by saying it was true.
Parts of it are true. She's from Switzerland. But listen, we're getting off topic. So Loopy Bridget brings me, because she was hesitant to bring the cheese. And the week before, I had just gotten spray cheese and chicken and a biscuit. Instead, she brought me a jar of Nutella.
Yes.
And graham crackers to go on it. Do you know that they confiscated my freaking Nutella at the airport? TSA took my Nutella.
I'm not a fan of Nutella.
And I asked the woman, she was very different than the guy that took the spray cheese. The TSA agent took the spray cheese, posed for it. He was funny. We were laughing about it because I'm like, I can kind of see it. Not Nutella. Nutella's freaking, it's like peanut butter. And you know what she said to me? Yeah, it's in the same thing as peanut butter. I go, can I tell you something? If you can bring a plane down with Nutella, no one should feel safe flying. She did not think that was funny at all. She just took it and said, thank you, sir. And I left, and there was the Nutella on her desk. Now.
Well, but she might have just wanted some Nutella.
I think she wanted a little Nutella.
I don't really like Nutella.
Because it has hazelnut. You don't like hazelnut.
True.
Anyway. Christina Schroeder says, call me anytime, Kalebra. All right. So Jared says, Scott, best class you have to shoot in front of a white backdrop. Wow, we got a lot of classes on shooting in front of a white backdrop. I did a whole class on shooting backgrounds. So you can go watch my class on shooting backgrounds. And we did shoot on white backgrounds, how to like make us, because white is tricky. If you don't light it right, it doesn't look white. So I did talk about that. It's also in my flash course, my just one more flash. Thomas says, more courses on Aurora HDR, please. Okay. That was easy. Yeah. Doug York says, Kalebra should teach a mobile photography class at Photoshop World. Oh. Doug, that is not the first person that has asked that. I bet we have a slot open, too. Oh. All right. Steven says, we're off to Vietnam for our 25th wedding anniversary. Congratulations, Steven. What is your recommendation for a sharp travel lens? Nikon FX mount. Don't really want to bring all that other stuff. I got it for you. I have it for you. Seriously, I'm not kidding, Steven. Get the Nikon 28-300 for the FX mount. It is ridiculously sharp. It is less than $1,000. Now, you could go to like Lens Pro to go, ooh, you're using British pounds. Because you said, please don't tell my wife all these lenses he bought. She thinks they were 100 pounds each. So Steven is from the UK. You're going to have to find someone who rents one, or just, for the money that you spend. He's got a 14 to 28 f2.8, a 24 to 70 f2. He's got a 7200. Steven's got a lot of discretionary funds. It's less than $1,000, not much. Steven, get the Nikon 28 to 300 for the FX mount. You will absolutely love it. It's the one that Jay Maisel uses. It's incredible. It has a long reach and it's got wide and all. It's the best. Get that one. And I'm talking from a guy who used to love and use that lens. It is the lens I miss the most from being a Nikon shooter. Excuse me. It's too long a sentence. Read another question while I'm coughing.
All right. Hey, Scott, quick question. I was trying to put my pics from the card reader into the external drive like you described in your Lightroom lesson. However, I'm using Windows 10 and they go in as a CR2 file and don't show the image. I have to use another program to open them. How do I get them to show the pic upon entering the external drive?
All right, Robert, it sounds like you're using Lightroom. Thank you, hon. So you're using Lightroom.
I think we need the IT
and I would
guy.
say is, I don't know what camera you're using, but a .cr2 is a Canon RAW file. It sounds like you do not have the latest version of you don't have the latest version of Lightroom, so it doesn't recognize those files and it won't open them. So go to up in the menu bar at the top of your screen in Windows, and there should be you're going to see the Creative Cloud logo. You're going to see a little red dot, which means you have updates. So, and I just learned that this week, by the way, a viewer told me that on the Windows version, the Creative Cloud puts a red dot when you have updates.
Really?
Yeah, I read my messages. Anyway, go pull down the latest update for Lightroom, and that should fix the problem. All right. Mimo says hi. Hi, Mimo. Hey, we're doing a class with Mimo. We're doing a class with Mimo. Mimo. Mimo is just the best long exposure guy. He's a long exposure genius. We're doing a class with him.
It's cool.
Plus, he's a good teacher and a cool guy. Dalton. Hey, Dalton. I just saw Dalton recently. Dalton says, Scott, do you have a recommendation for a printer for a short run of 500 hardback books?
Hardback books.
I'm sorry, Dalton, I don't. I tell you what, the bad thing is, short print runs are a killer because printing in the printing industry is all front loaded. Like the first 100 will cost you just a tremendous amount of money because of the press time and the inking and the plating and all the other stuff. And then the next 1,000 costs nothing. So a short print run is just the most expensive thing ever. All right, there's a reminder of Jock's question. Circle, text in a circle. Can we see my screen? Is my screen visible? It is. This is my screen on a 13-inch. Here's what you do, Jock. Ready? Go down here to the shape tools, and you're going to choose the ellipse tool. And you're going to, ready? Up here in the top corner where it says shape, switch it to, you're going to draw a path. And you'll draw a circle. And here's a circle now. There's a circle. All you have to do to put text on it, ready? Go get the text tool. Move your text tool near that path. And look, do you notice it changes? You know why it changes? Because it wants to put text on that path. Click and start typing. And type, oops. Sorry, the type is white, makes it hard to see. Hang on, I just hit wrong keys on this tiny little baby keyboard made for children. Sorry. Oh, I've just totally trashed this. Here we go. Hold on. Let me select the type. Oh my gosh, close this thing here. It's weird working on not your machine. We'll make our text black. And there it is. It's text on a circle. Just do it. It looks much better in all caps than it does. If you do upper and lower, it looks really funky. There you go. And after you have it in there, you can move it. You can grab on her.
I really feel like text in a circle deserves a song.
It's text in a circle. You can do it in Photoshop.
See?
Yes, you can.
It's even jazzy.
You just got to have. Ooh,
That's scatting. Woo.
sorry. That's basically how you do it.
Kind of.
Let's movie. All right, Joe Frazzi says the best thing on KelbyOne this year was watching Kalebra's class on iPhone photography. I almost threw my camera gear out the window. Joe,
Thanks,
welcome
Joe.
to my world. So you know what I do that really just gets this crazy look on her face? She'll come in and show me some shot, and I don't know why, Joe. It always looks so good. I go, "You took that with your phone?" And she looks at me like, "Hey, stupid! It's the only thing I have." Like, I got a feeling that she actually does have a DSLR, and that when I'm not around, she's out there shooting with like a 1DX Mark II or something. And then she sends it to her phone and then goes, "Look, I took this with my phone." But she loves to give me that look when I go, "You took that with your phone?" And she's like, it's like when Eddie Murphy looks at the camera in Trading
it's
Places.
true. You do say that every single
I know, because I can't believe you took it with your phone.
That's funny.
Pardon me. On the
I
season.
know, it's very dry in here.
Yeah, it's
or,
so dry.
Or it's Juan's countdown.
It's dry.
It freaks me out.
All right, we got to go. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. We're going to do some giveaways. I might read another question or two. And let's come back. I can drink water. Take us to break. Say something good.
No pressure. We'll be right back.
That's it.
Hey gang, this is Dave Black telling you, you've got to come check out this latest video class that I've made here at KelbyOne. We are covering sports, all the gear that I use to cover all the different events that I do. We're talking 20 sports like football, baseball, basketball. We're talking volleyball and Olympic sports like swimming and gymnastics, track and field. They're all going to be in this video. We got adventure sports, we got motorsports we're covering, all these kinds of things, and how I use the gear, from remote cameras and magic arms and radio poppers to which choice of lenses that I'm going to use to cover all these different sports, and a few little kind of wild items that I might actually show off while I'm there. So come to KelbyOne, check out my latest class. It is amazing, and if you are into sports, you are going to love it and learn a lot here at KelbyOne.
Have you ever wanted to learn Photoshop? Of course, everybody wants to learn Photoshop. You know why? It's Photoshop. But here's the thing, it just takes so long. Or does it? What if I could get you up and running and really have you start doing the stuff that people really want to do, and I can have you do it in just 1 hour? If that sounds good to you, come watch my class. It's called Learn Photoshop in just 1 hour. We're gonna cover so many things in just 1 hour. You are not gonna believe how much you're gonna learn. And here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna start at not knowing Photoshop. An hour later, you're gonna go, son of a gun, I know Photoshop. Come with me on this journey. It's 1 hour that will change your life, will teach you an awesome new skill, and it's exclusively here at KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Tamron, professional photographic lenses.
It's his favorite thing.
Hey, we're back. Scott's here. Kalebra's here. Juan's here. Jen's here. Meredith's in the booth.
Ron's
I think
here.
Carrie's in the booth. Everybody's in the booth today. All right. So Jock had a follow-up question. He wants the text inside the circle instead of outside. You can drag the text from the top to the bottom. It goes inside. Now, I haven't done this in a while. It's going to take me a second to figure out how. But once the text is on the top, you can literally drag it. I have to get the right tool. I think it's the direct select tool. Is it? No, it's maybe the other select tool. Because you can click, there's a little thing, and you can click and drag it to the inside. I forget how you do it. I've done tutorials on this. In fact, I think I did a type tutorial, and this trick is in there on KelbyOne. But once the text is there, you can drag it and flip it on the inside, because you can move it. Yeah, hold on, Jock. It's coming back to me. I'm going to do it again. While I'm doing that, Kalebra will read a question or something. I know it. I just know it.
I will.
All
Let me
right,
see if I can find one. that
Working on somebody
you'll-
else's machine is crazy here. I can't even get this thing to do anything.
Let's see. Well, here's one from Craig B. Any recommendations for shooting the Eiffel Tower? Actually, don't they now? Isn't there some rules now about even shooting it at all?
Oh, I only know about the nighttime rules.
Is it the nighttime?
Yeah, nighttime that they're here's the rule. Here's the suggestion: don't shoot it at night while the lights are on, because the light pattern of the Eiffel Tower is copyrighted by the artist that I'm not making this up. So if you shoot the Eiffel Tower at night, you're not supposed to. Well, you're not supposed to be able to use it for any commercial purposes, because just showing it on your Instagram page theoretically is not breaking anyone's copyright. You're not using it for commercial purposes, but I'm not an attorney. I can't even get circled path, so you know.
So you're not even supposed to shoot it at night at all? Anybody?
Well, you're not supposed to. Well, theoretically, it's copyrighted, so you can't use it for commercial purposes. So you can't use it in an ad, or you can't sell it to a client, or any of that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think it's illegal to take a picture. And by the way, taking a picture of anything, even if it's copyrighted, does not break copyright. It's breaking the copyright that does it.
Right.
Taking, you know, you can, like the Guggenheim Museum in New York City, or the
There was just
the Flatiron Building.
There was just a big art. I wish I could remember, but there was just a big article about shooting it at all. Just recently, there was something about it. I would Google it, because there was a big deal made about shooting the Eiffel Tower. So if you're planning on doing that, I would take a look at that.
Yeah. The other tip I would give you is everybody that goes is going to stand right in front of the Eiffel Tower. They're going to stand straight in front of it and go, yep, there it is. Click. You're going to take a shot that looks like the Wikipedia shot, right? So what I would say is, what makes the Eiffel, to me, this is just me, what makes Eiffel Tower shots interesting is where the Eiffel Tower is clearly in the shot, but it's not the focus of the shot. Where you see the shot and you go, oh, it's Paris, there's the Eiffel Tower, but it's not just a shot of the Eiffel Tower. So for example, we went to the bridge that was used in the movie Inception, like they call it the Inception Bridge, but that's not the name of it, but it's an Art Deco bridge. And so I took a shot of the bridge, and there in the corner is the Eiffel Tower. It's pretty big. I mean, it's like, wow, you don't look at it and go, what's that in the distance? It's like right there, because you're shooting right on the Seine River. But I think that's a good use of it, when the Eiffel Tower is part of the scene, but it's not just a, you know. Now, if you go across the river, if you go across the Seine River up to the top, there is an area called, its name escapes me at this moment. It is across the river, up top. It's very, how do you say, sexy? No, what is it?
Across the river from the
Eiffel Tower? There's a name, and I don't know what it's called right now, completely escapes me, but if you go across the bridge behind the Eiffel Tower, and you go up this giant flight of stairs that goes,
oh yeah, I know where
there's
you're
a
talking about.
plaza up there, and that's a nice angle, but you're just shooting the back of the Eiffel Tower. You know, there's a front, there's a back, there's two sides. Put the Eiffel Tower big in the background. I think that would be my advice to you. The
last time I got a nice picture of it, we were with Jay, but I don't think you can get that close because we were standing underneath it. I don't think you can go underneath it now, right?
Why can't you go underneath it?
I don't know. I don't think you can anymore. I don't think you can.
That's where all the restaurants and stuff
But
are.
I don't think you can anymore. This is what I'm saying. I think.
No, you can't go underneath the Eiffel Tower?
I don't think so.
That's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. C'est fou. Okay, real quickly, we're going to just rip through these because we're out of time already. Chris Seelman says, what field in photography do you think is most wide open? I'm a 53-year-old first-time student with about a year and a half left to make a decision. My worst problem is I want to do everything except shooting babies. Well, that sounds bad anyway. That just sounds bad. No drama, mama.
And weddings.
And weddings. Okay. So, Chris, I don't think there is a photography field that is wide open. You know what it is? There are so many photographers. There's 10 photographers for every client. So whatever you choose, if you say, oh, I want to do real estate or I want to do architecture, whatever it is. And there are a ton of genres that there's just absolutely no market for. Like, where do you sell your landscape photos? You're going to have to shoot them, you know. Who's going to hire you? I guess the better question. Who is going to hire you to go shoot landscape photos? Nobody. So, and I don't mean I'm sure there's somebody watching today that said I was hired to do one, but you know, for the real world, no one's going to hire you to do that. I hate to say this, but the emerging field is drone photography. Right now, there are not as many drones as there are clients. Everybody wants overhead shots of every building project, of a wedding. Everybody wants, of course, you don't want to do weddings, but, and I know that some people think that drone photography isn't photography, that it's something else, but if it's got a camera and you press a button, it takes a shot, it seems like photography. Sherry wants to know, which camera do you think is better in autofocus, a Canon or Nikon? It has been my experience, Canon, but I'll tell you this. they're not that far away. The Nikon focus system, I think, has gotten a lot better. But it has been my experience that, for action sports and stuff, I like Canon. So you're just asking my opinion. That's all I'm giving you. When you use the platypod, Jared asked, when you use the platypod on the floor, do you use your phone for remote shooting, or do you lay on the floor to get your focus in view? Worse, Jared, I reach down and press the button. I do have an app that will do it on my phone, and I should probably do that. Let's see. Scott, what criteria do you use to determine when it's time to update a camera body? Dave, I do it this way. And this is not Dave Clayton. This is Dave R. I buy a new camera when I have discretionary money to buy a new camera body. Whatever camera body you have, Dave, I'm sure it's awesome and it takes great pictures. I don't remember the last time I ran into somebody whose camera body was so bad that you need to buy a new camera. It doesn't take good pictures. They all take good pictures. If you bought a camera in the last 5 years, it takes great pictures. So the time to buy a new body is when you've got extra money, because you don't need one. It's just for fun. Joe says, is a full frame really worth the investment as a secondary camera system? So it is a big investment because you have to buy all new lenses to take advantage of it. I would say the full frame is really important if you're a landscape or a architecture photographer, or you're shooting in low light a lot, like you're a low light shooter. That's when the full frame actually really helps you. Outside of that, it really doesn't make a big difference. So if you couldn't tell a wedding shot taken in daylight or good light between a full frame or a crop sensor or any of those, so I don't think you'd notice the difference. Graham says the best thing this year was discovering your live show. Great chat. Can't wait to get better photography next year. Merry Christmas from Kent in the UK. Thank you, Graham. We're glad to have you here. Dennis says hello from Ripon, California. Can you tell me which model of Oben you use? It should be by the front of the logo. So here's the problem, Dennis. The one I use has been discontinued and replaced with something better, but I can find it for you. Hold on. I was never able to find, by the way, the little trick there's a trick in Photoshop, but it's in my class, how to flip the text jock from the top to the bottom. It literally, you click on it and it flips into the inside. It literally is a drag it, but might be a keyboard, like you hold a key or something. I can't remember it, and it's kind of hard, during the live show to figure it out. But it seems like I should know that, but apparently I don't. Hey, I'm just surprised I remember how to get text on the path, so I get 5 points. All right, we're going to go to B&H because that's where the world goes to buy stuff. And we're going to look for the Oben ball head. Actually, they do a thing. If you go platypod, P-L-A-T-Y pod. Oh, stop it. Platypod plus Oben. They actually have a bundle. Oh, of course, it says nothing. Hang on, I'll find it. There it is. It is the Oben BE117. And you can get the big platypod, the Pro, and the platypod Max with the BE117 ball head for $168. But if you just want the BE117 ball head, BE117, it is $84.95. And as you can see, it's a top seller, has 152 reviews, and it's 5 stars. That means it's really good. Kevin says, hey, you crazy kids. Lightroom Classic question for you all. I recently updated to Lightroom Classic, and it created a new catalog. This new catalog is less than half the size of my old one. So your old one was 900 megabytes, or your new one's 900 megabytes versus the old 2.5 gigabytes. I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm afraid to delete my old one and lose precious info. But it seems to be showing all the images correctly. Any thoughts? I think the new one is correct. What may have been happening, Kevin, your old one may have just needed to be really badly optimized. So there actually is a feature in Lightroom that lets you optimize your catalog. With that, maybe there's some old previews and stuff that were still hanging in there. I think your new catalog is fine, but your old one needed optimizing really, really badly. Well, folks, we've come to that time. I do want to say this before we go. If you get a chance and you're looking for something interesting to read tonight, go to my blog at scottkelby.com. I have a wonderful guest blog from Jeremiah Warren, and he's got great pictures and a video and a great story It is an easy read. It's a fun read. You will learn a lot. He's doing something very different with his photography, but and videography and all. I would, if you get a second, go check out Jeremiah's blog post on my blog today at scottkelby.com. It's very, very awesome. All right, we got some giveaways. Did I mention we have giveaways?
You did?
Let's talk about them. First, we're not giving away the Oben. All right. Now, we are giving away the Platypod Max, which is an incredible support for the camera, wouldn't you say?
I would say. Of course, you've thrown it on the floor, but...
Well, we're not going to give them the one on the floor. We're giving them a different one.
That's not.
So what do you think of the Platypod Max?
I think it's awesome.
Oh, have you ever used one?
No.
Okay, anyway. So we're also giving away a copy of my Flash book. What do you think, Flash book?
It's a fantastic book.
Fantastic book. Oh, have you read it?
I recommend it highly.
Oh, have you read it?
No.
Okay, and lastly, we're going to give away a Platypod Ultra. I'm not going to pull that one on you because you have an Ultra.
I do have an Ultra. It was really nice of him to give it to me.
We're going to give you a brand new one in a box. And all you have to do is go to KelbyOne.com/contest. Give us your name, your phone number, your social security number, your American Express credit card number, your expiration date, and your 4-digit code on the front. No, I'm just kidding. Just your name and an address. Tell us what you want to win. Say, I want the little platypod, the big platypod, or the Flash book, and we will send it to you. Doesn't matter where you are in the world because we're loose with money. Well, my friends, the time has come for us. This is the last show of 2017.
Oh, it is. We have in-studio guests. What the heck is that?
So Dave Clayton.
Oh, my God.
All right. How do I get that so we can show it on the air? Well, I can't show it if you send it because it go to my computer that won't. Oh, wait. We're going to see. Dave Clayton mocked up something, which is.
Dave, we're gonna have to talk, Dave.
I'm going to see right now if I can show you one of Dave Clayton's comments.
Oh, no, don't show me. No, I have my own sort of opinion.
Your opinion's
Dave,
about to change.
And I don't know that I want it to change.
It's too late.
He hangs out with our son. Maybe it should be left alone.
No, let's see. Oh, that's too naughty.
# innocent.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't show you any of these. Oh, there's the picture of # innocent.
Well, there you go. That's all the proof I need, Dave.
Yeah, if you put the hashtag beside your face, what can you say?
Then that's it.
I was. Oh, these are really bad. Oh, these are. Yeah, Juan says we have to wrap and.
Okay. Well, you can show me later.
Oh, these are horrible. It's really bad if he sends a graphic. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Love to you all. Thank you to everyone who's watched the show this week, who supported us. Thanks to our awesome sponsors, people like Platypod and Westcott and B&H and all of our awesome sponsors who help us all year long. Thanks to Jen, who's very patient, has been with us there. Thanks to Carrie, who's working the sound today.
Yes, Carrie. She's so
in the booth
sweet
working the sound.
and does such a great job.
She's doing the audio today. To Meredith in the booth, who's Meredith.
Miss Meredith.
And over there on the jib. Like
Scary one.
Kind of like the Statue of Liberty, welcoming you, greeting you, making everyone feel at home.
He's like, you are so done.
Yeah, Juan's like, we're going out. Thank you, guys. Thank you for a wonderful 2017. We look forward to seeing you in 2018. We have lots of fun stuff to share with you coming up this year. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Kalebra, thank you for being on today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I don't know what else to say.
That's really all you need to say.
But your hair looks really good today.
Okie dokie.
Okay. How you doing?
There we go.
How you doing?
I hear one counting us down.
Yeah, he doesn't count us out. He doesn't count us out. There we go. Bye, everybody. Bye. He doesn't count us out. He just counts us in.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Westcott, professional photo and lighting equipment.
When it comes to photography,